Everyone on the internet has been talking about the wizard list situation and cheating and relationships and red flags, and it's really long overdue for me to do this video. I want to share with you guys all of my takeaways and things I've been thinking about over the past few weeks. Before we jump in, I want to say happy Girls Chats video. I have not done a Girls Chats video in so long, and I really have missed chatting with you guys. If you guys have seen my other Girls Chats videos, you would know that a drink is mandatory, and today I actually have my Bloom Nutrition drink that got sent to me via PR. I can't believe it. I had this opportunity, and these drinks are actually really good. My favorite so far is the strawberry one, but this is the raspberry lemonade, so let's have a sip together. Pretty good. Let's jump into our topic. I'm going to give you like my very honest advice, a little bit background about me. I'm someone who likes to look at situations and learn from them and relate them to past experiences, and I like to come back and tell you guys everything I take from it. My whole conclusion from the situation that happened with Liz, which if you don't know, Liz is an internet personality. She was pregnant, and her husband of I think less than a year cheated on her while she was pregnant, and she announced that on social media. Immediately, you know, broke the engagement, and it was this big topic because she is a woman who has built herself and her career around women empowerment, and she was almost looked at as I don't want to say a god, but a wizard, hence her name, the Wizard Liz. People really looked up to her for relationship advice, and it's almost like no one thought that she would ever get played, okay? No one really saw this coming, and the fact that it was shared so publicly, it got everyone talking, and a lot of people are saying, oh well, all men cheat. There's this conversation of what's the point of even being in a relationship, the conversation of no one is safe, and also the conversation of internet personalities and to not trust them, and the other conversations of people criticizing her and her personality flaws. So this is kind of the summary of what has been going on. And to be honest with you, I thought this was a very powerful moment for women in general, and I will talk about that more. But my main conclusion is to never idealize anyone on the internet. Because before, people would look at her and her ex and they would be like, if only I had this. Like, they're so perfect. Why can't I have this? Almost looking at them and like worshiping them in a way, honestly. And a lot of people do this with a lot of other couples. Oh, this is the standard. This is the blueprint. People start chasing that, and they start like studying, for example, Liz, and seeing exactly how she got that person. Whereas in reality, we're all human. This is all of our first times living on earth, and just think that so many things that are said online these days, you need to take with a grain of salt. You need to apply your own experience into it to see what you can get out of it. So let's move on to the first lesson, I guess, is to use the internet with caution. So what I mean by this is that this was a powerful moment. Take the positive from this. Positive moment that this is an example of a woman, even though she was pregnant, when she got disrespected, and probably would have been disrespected again in the future by her husband literally cheating on her in the most sensitive time, right? Like, she's literally carrying his baby. She showed us it's okay to walk away. I thought that was very powerful because it got women talking about boundaries, about what is acceptable to do versus what is not. Is it worth it to leave when you have a family? And it really emphasized importance, in my opinion, to have that power to leave when you are disrespected, when you're getting hurt, and when you're getting abused. That was very powerful to me. In other ways, it's very cautionary. And I will tell you, there are a lot of things that when I listened to the Wizard Liz, and when she was talking about her new relationship, she told us that this relationship happened very quickly. Therefore, it was destiny. Good things happen quickly. And I was like, wow, maybe I'm missing something. Because all of my life, I'm like, you need to proceed with caution with people. And I will talk about this more, but in my opinion, you do not truly know someone until at least minimum, I'm telling you guys, minimum, a whole year has gone by. Always. Especially with guys, and especially if they were interested in you and they're trying to pursue you, they can keep up a fake face for a whole year. Trust me. trust me, or until they get what they want. But to me, when I heard that, I was like, maybe I'm missing something, you know? Maybe there's something in life I'm missing. Then another point is one time she came on to talk about manifest destiny. It's like this whole new numerology sign, and it basically had implications that it has your destiny, and that basically there's a specific version of you that's like waiting to happen. Didn't like really make sense to me, but that's another part where I was like, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe like I don't like what is my destiny? What can I do? Should I sign up for this to have someone tell me like how my future is gonna look like, what I need to be doing to be my ideal self? And it made me question myself. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because I'm looking at this person, very successful. They have it all put together, and I want to like learn from them. And going back to now, full circle, it confirmed to me that it's okay to listen to people and take the good from them, and take maybe other stuff with the grain of salt. So for example, the manifest destiny, I don't believe in, because what do you mean? Like me, I was born on a specific day. Someone else that is born on my same day, they have my same likings, they have my same strengths, they have my same weaknesses. I don't believe that. And I want to give you guys a permission too, if you have someone you really look up to, do not take everything they say as gospel. Same with the destiny thing, you know, good things happen quickly. No, good things take time. And real connection forms over time. When you meet someone, and I can talk about this more in more videos, but you really need to take your time. You need to get to know them. And it's true that love grows, and love grows with understanding, with time, with real connection. And sometimes it takes years and years, because sometimes it takes small moments that you notice in someone that you fall in love with. So that's what I believe in. It kind of was freeing to see that I didn't have to question that, you know, this idea that I hold so deeply. You know what I mean? Moving on to the second topic. I've never talked about this in this channel, but cheating. And just the idea of like men specifically always cheating. And now it's so funny, people on the internet are going back to Shira7. Shira7 is this other internet personality who she preaches to get into a relationship with a man only to benefit, not for love, and that all men cheat at the end of the day. And people are like treating that like gospel now. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna give you my thoughts, and you don't have to treat what I say with gospel. I don't believe in getting into a relationship just to benefit from someone, especially monetarily. I don't believe in that at all. I believe in always working to be the best version of yourself, training yourself mentally, physically, taking care of yourself, building your career, just being the best version of yourself. Then, you know, if a life partner comes along the way where they can make your life more beautiful, they can make your life more meaningful, then that's the only case you should get with them. Of course, they also have to meet the standard. They should be doing well for themselves. They should take care of themselves. They should have some sort of career they're working on, but you shouldn't, in my opinion, get into a relationship just to benefit monetarily. I feel like a real connection needs to happen. I just really believe that if you're getting with someone, I don't know, just for the money, then you're going to be paying your whole life in other ways. Life is just not worth it. Life is just not worth it. You deserve to be fulfilled. You deserve to feel love. You deserve to feel authenticity. And I really believe in living authentically. I believe that insecure people cheat. And I believe that, you know, if that ever happens to you, you stand your ground and you leave. I wouldn't generalize a whole group of people as X, Y, or Z just because of one thing that happened on the internet. And, you know, there might be some truth to that, but I choose to believe that there are a lot of amazing men out there that have a lot of great values, people that were raised well, people that have self-control. I truly believe in that. I will just say it. I don't think we should be so cynical. There are a lot of good people out there, and you should be cautious. There's something in pharmacy that we use. It's called trust but verify, always. So, you know, a nurse tells me something, I'm going to trust her, okay? But I'm going to go double check. A doctor orders a dose, and this is like the best doctor, always reliable. I'm going to trust it initially, but I'm going to double check. So always, you know, proceed with caution with people, especially at the beginning. But with time, let them earn your trust. And then eventually you're gonna have to trust someone if you want love, if you want real authentic connection. And the cost of that is you might get hurt, but you might not. but are you going to just avoid anything possibly good so you can protect yourself and not get hurt? It's not worth it. So that's kind of how I view that. And I encourage you to do some reflection on your own. At the end of the day, you can only control yourself and everything in life. You can only control how healthy you are. You can only control like how much money you can make. Like you can only control you. You can't control if someone's gonna go and hurt you. You can't control if someone's gonna come and steal you. You can't control how someone is going to act in life. You really can't. So for example, in Liz's situation, she did nothing to make him cheat, for example. But she can only control herself. She recognized she was done wrong. She decided to leave. That's literally all she can do. No matter what happens in life, it gives me a lot of freedom to know this, is that no matter what happens, what's not in my control, I can't control, you know. And that's a lot of things in life. Unfortunately, there are a lot of like moving variables and things are always changing, and you might get hurt, people might do you dirty, but you can only control yourself at the end of the day. That brings me on to the next point, which is always work on yourself even when you get into a relationship. Too many times I see people getting into a relationship and it becomes their whole personality. There's a difference between prioritizing your relationship, which is very important, especially if you're married, in my opinion, and a difference between making your relationship the only thing in your life. People start not to hang out with their friends, not checking in on their friends. They start not having hobbies. They start just catering to their partner, always doing what they want to do, always spending all of your time with them. I don't agree with that. I think you should prioritize your partner. You should honor and respect your partner and give them the times and the time that they need, whatever love language they have. You know, it's important that you work on that and you have that with your partner. But at the end of the day, God forbid anything happens, all you have is yourself, right? If you guys know what I'm getting to. In the process, don't lose yourself. Don't lose people who love you and are good to you, your friends. Keep putting effort into your friendships. Keep having your community. Because if you get sick one day, or if your partner, for example, something happens to them, God forbid, or if your partner leaves you, all you have is, yes, yourself, but also your community. So I'm a big proponent of investing in your friendships, and that's something I'm working on myself too, because life is so busy. But I believe in investing in friendships, spending time with the ones that you love. Have your own hobbies. Like for example, I do have a full-time job. I have my husband, who I love so much, and I have my family, but I also have hobbies. Like I consider this my hobby. I like to journal. I like to do my skincare. I like to do my makeup. I like to go to the gym. I love to always be learning. I love to always be dreaming. They're mowing the lawn outside. I'm so sorry. I feel like it's kind of loud. Basically, never lose track of who you are. Never lose yourself for a relationship. Keep your passions. Keep taking care of yourself. Keep connecting with your friends and your family while still prioritizing your partner. So the last point I want to end this video on is to ask yourself the important question of, what do you want out of a relationship? And why are you wanting to get into a relationship? Is it just for validation? Is it because of age and you feel pressure to get into a relationship and make a family? But you have to like ask yourself, do you want a family? Like, do you really want a family? Do you really want to be married? Do you really want to be a wife? In my opinion, ideally, you should be so comfortable in yourself, proud of yourself, and you've built, you know, your career, or you're on your way to building your career, and your life is going well, and you just want or have found someone that you care about enough, that you believe in enough, that you want to continue your life with, that you want to continue to build your life with. Like ideally, it shouldn't be coming from a point of you want validation or a point of desperation. Ideally, it should not be that. You don't have to be in a relationship. Like you guys, like there's so many people that go most of their life without having a relationship because maybe they didn't find the need to. Maybe it wasn't something they were looking into. Maybe it was, you know, they just didn't find the one, and they do great for themselves and they're very happy. You shouldn't just get into a relationship to be in a relationship. I feel like there's a lot of pressure, especially for women, to, you know, get married and like have kids before a certain time and, you know, do the wedding and do the baby shower. But just know that you can create your own story and you can be whoever you choose to be. I also want to say that, you know, although there's a lot of negativity on the internet about relationships and, you know, just sad stories, I just want to tell you that people who tend to be in a good relationship, they're often not posting about it. you know, in a way they're gatekeeping it, okay? But in other ways, maybe they're protecting the relationship. But in most ways, they just don't need the social validation. They don't need to be posting online for likes. They don't need to be showing people, oh, look, I have my relationship. They don't need to be sharing that. So don't get discouraged, because there are a lot of people in happy relationships, and usually the people that are doing well are not showcasing that because they don't need to, you know. They don't need that validation. Anyways, this is the end of the Girls Chats video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to talk about this topic because I feel like it had a lot of us a little bit uneasy and a little bit suspicious. Let me know what topics you want to see next. I do post a vlog every single Sunday, and my goal is to be the best version of myself. I really want to make my social media happen, so if you want to be with me on this journey, then give me a follow. I love all things beauty, makeup. I'm trying to get into fashion. I also like to reflect about life and do these girls chats every now and then. So like I said, let me know if you have any topics, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!